I look like I'm from the 80s or the 90s. Hey everyone, it's Bellina Jewel here, and I am back with a Barbie makeup look. And I can't wait to show you what creative juices I have flowing in my mind. Just my interpretation of what I think a really bomb Barbie look would look like. Barbie dresses very bright. She's very colorful. So I just told myself that it'd be really cute to wear this top. And then I have this little beret that I thought was so cute. I actually have had this since I was a little girl. My childhood hat is now coming to use at age 25. I'm thinking to follow the theme that I have on my shirt, which is this lime green, definitely fuchsia pink look, and then maybe like blue, because Barbie's eyes are light blue. They're like aqua blue, and I obviously don't have those color eyes, so I just thought that it would be kind of cute to maybe put it underneath or do something fun with it. A lot of the time when I am doing these things, I'm not even thinking about, oh, it needs to be perfect in this way. Okay, yes I am, but more in a sense that I totally am just having fun here, and you guys can stay tuned to have fun with it. So I pretty much got into doing makeup when I was in high school, 9th grade, maybe more so 10th. The ironic thing about all of it is I was someone who didn't get my eyebrows threaded or get them done. Like when my sisters and my mom would go, I would be like, what do I need to do that for? Like, is it really that serious? Like, why do I need to do any of that? And one day I just tried it because I was like, all right, I have an event. I think it was maybe a school dance or something I was doing. My mom was like, you should try it. And I did it, and I saw instantly the difference in my face when I got my eyebrows done. Mind you, my eyebrows are very light, as you can see. So for me, my eyebrows kind of always blended in with my skin, and I just used to ignore them. I used to just be like, okay, whatever, they're there. Kind of like I'm doing right now. I'm ignoring my eyebrows, and that's why they look a little crazy. So work with me on that. And then from there, that's really when the transformation happened, where I was like, whoa, this is what it's like to get your eyebrows done. What else do we do? Again, being in, it must have been 9th or 10th grade, you know, you have school dances and things coming up. I remember there was an era where everybody was just wearing black eyeliner, like the wings. Like everybody got really hip to doing only wings. Like you would wear nothing on your face, no foundation, but you made sure that you knew how to do a wing. I was one of those girls because my sisters kind of started me off like that too. They taught me how to do a wing. I would just sit there practicing, and she would kind of critique me on, this is how you do it, or no, it needs to be like this, it needs to be done better. Same thing with eyebrows. She taught me how to fill in my eyebrows. She really started me off on doing the makeup and like making sure that I was doing it properly, at least the eyebrows and the wing. But later I started trying to be cute and experiment with eyeshadows, and it was looking crazy. Mind you, I thought I had it down packed, like no one could tell me anything. I was like, I don't care what you guys say. My sister would be like, your eyebrows not blended, you don't have the right foundation on, your eyeshadow is not blended. Like it was just a mess when I look back on those pictures. Oh my gosh. But at the time, I was so confident. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Mind you, she was the one who introduced me to it all. So it was really funny because I just look back like, I can't believe I didn't believe what people were saying. I was just being stubborn. But I will say, because of my stubbornness, it got me to where I'm at today. And it kind of just motivated me to keep practicing. Like it definitely pushed me. I took the criticism and I would be like, okay, what is not looking blended? What, like, how can I do this better? Surprisingly, I didn't even watch tutorials. It was really just a lot of trial and error. I looked at some pictures, but I am an artist, so I used my imagination in the sense that when it came to blending things and mixing colors, I just kind of thought of it the same way I thought about like painting something on a canvas. Till one day I just looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, this actually looks like something. This looks right. And then, you know, you get the compliments like, oh, that actually looks like you did something today. That it's looking better. Now, to tie all of this back into Barbie, Barbie is someone who does so many different things. Like if she wants to be a chef, she'll be a chef. If she wants to be a skateboarder, if she wants to be a makeup artist, a hairstylist, a fashion designer, if she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, if she wants to be a gardener, she did all of these things. It's very much prevalent to real life because you can literally do anything that you put your mind to. And that was one of the things that stuck with me as I was trying to do my makeup, because I know that I was going to be good at it one day if I just kept practicing. So I put tons of hours into working on it. Eventually I started to actually look like a decent human being. And as a little girl, I always played with Barbies. I played with Barbies and Bratz a lot. I would kind of intertwine the two. We had this really cool Barbie house. Like it was like a pink fold out type of house, and it had a TV that would spin around, and it had like a little light that you can click on for Barbie's house. It was the cutest little house. Because of my childhood and just having that outlet to play and express, play with Barbies and see how they dress, it helped me to be the creative that I am today. Someone who is not afraid to take risks, someone who isn't afraid to look different and be unique. A lot of these doll brands enforce that, and Barbie did that really well with just owning anything that it is that you want to do. So for me, I'm not only someone who does makeup, but I also am a fashion designer. I also play a few instruments. I also like to sing and dance. All of those many hats that Barbie wore applies to real life too. I'm very passionate about literally all of those things and more. I'm thankful. I'm very thankful to have had the opportunity to play with Barbies and to be so influenced, to not be afraid to test out all of these different waters. Now, I have not seen the Barbie movie yet. I'm actually gonna go see it tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see it tomorrow because I have this really cute outfit that I made, and I'm gonna have the makeup and the nail, and I'm gonna go all out because why not? Like, so many people did the same thing. The thing about these dolls and these movies and this time period, a lot of us are starting to go back into our roots. And what I mean by that is a lot of like this Y2K aesthetic or the early 2000s vibe is very popular right now, and a lot of us 90s kids grew up obviously during that time, wearing all of these clothes, listening to all of this type of music. And it's so funny how history repeats itself. As someone who is a fashion designer, obviously I have studied tons of fashion, and history literally always does repeat itself, whether it be through fashion, whether it be through makeup, trends, music styles. Things are always evolving and elevating as well. There's always a modern day touch to things. A lot of what we love and cherished and cared about as kids is starting to make a comeback, so it's really nice to see that. And it makes me so happy because it's such a nostalgic feeling to feel like a kid again. Like, we're living in a time when things are really rough. You know, we had a pandemic, something that we never thought that we would have to go through. And now we're having an opportunity to kind of, you know, live again. We're coming into an era where we're getting to relive childhood themes and childhood memories. And that is a huge plus for me because I'm all about the childhood. I love going back in time, listening to the music, watching the movies, listening to the Cheetah Girls, all of that stuff, because that's what really keeps you young at heart. Like, who said you had to grow up and not be able to enjoy life? Excellent. One of my favorite palettes. And that is the Modern Renaissance palette that I'm using. I'm going back in with my P. Louise base. I had a major brain fart, guys, sorry. And I'm just gonna do a nice cut crease. If you actually look at Barbie, she does have a cut crease. Something that I didn't even notice the whole time that I've had like many Barbie dolls. But now growing up, I'm like, oh snap, she really was ahead of her time. She had a cut crease. And I was literally talking to somebody the other day about how the irony of me going inwards and keeping up with my creative talents is just crazy. It's something that I didn't think that was a big deal, because I'm like, well, I'm creative, I'm not gonna do anything else in my life. Like, then I grew up and I realized that a lot of the people around you are influencing you and trying to tell you, oh, you have to get a real job, you have to do this, and college and school and all of these things, and then you think that you have to stop being creative. You think that you can't enjoy the things that used to make you happy as a teen or a kid because adulting comes into play. And I'm here to let you know that that's not entirely true. You don't have to let go of things that you love doing because you need to grow up, you know? Like, it's a total lie, and I don't know why certain people tell people that, because if you are drawn to something or you're passionate about doing something, it's because you're meant to do it. And if someone's trying to deter you from being you or doing that passion because they think it's not good for you, that becomes a thing where you have to kind of make that choice for yourself to realize, all right, am I going to listen to someone else who thinks they know what's best for me, or am I going to listen to me? Because at the end of the day, whether you think you realize it or not, you always know what's best for you deep down. Sometimes it just takes a moment for you to connect with yourself and really understand what your big dreams and visions are. If you don't, I advise to kind of sit down and connect with yourself. Think about things that made you happy as a kid, or things that you were maybe drawn to. Even now, things that interest you, or things that maybe you're like, oh, I want to try that, but I'm too afraid to. Like, don't be afraid to try anything new, because you never know where life is going to take you. And for me personally, I would have never got into makeup if I didn't take the risk, you know? I wasn't that good at it. I really was not. I had friends, oh my gosh, shout out to all the girls in high school who used to let me practice on their face because they were so cooperative, and I was so excited about it. And you know, everyone was just very open to letting me do their face, that I actually did do a project surrounded about fashion and makeup and combining them, and photography, with my other two friends at the time. And again, going back to, if I didn't take the leap of faith to just try it out, even though I wasn't that great at it, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I've gotten so many cool opportunities because I just kept going with it and didn't give up on trying to make it better, and trying to make sure that if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it because I love it, not because I'm expecting anything out of it. So now I'm gonna go in for the under eye with this palette. This is one of my favorite palettes. I'm very much obsessed because I got a little dust in here, but you see, this is one of my most used colors in this palette because I absolutely love this green. It matches my shirt, so I'm gonna go in with that. And these blues are like perfection, so I'm gonna definitely go in with this light blue for that Barbie eye color, and then I'm gonna go in with the green too. So ooh, she's pigmented. She is pigmented. Okay, I just got an idea. Okay, my brain is like, ah, fireworks. So actually, now that I did this, I think I was gonna angle it outwards because I've been loving the siren eye, as they call it. I call it a cat eye, siren eye. But I think I'm gonna do like a siren eye here, make it a little more dramatic. I may do the siren eye very small because Barbie is a lot of a softer look. So I don't want to go too dramatic where she looks very sharp and things like that, because she's not really sharp like that. Well, the way I envision my interpretation of Barbie is a little bit softer. Doing the blue here, small siren eye, and then maybe some green in the inner water. But I'm gonna see. I'm gonna play. As I call it, I got so used to saying that because a lot of the time people call it work, and that's not even fun. That word doesn't sound fun to me. The other thing is, like, I understand that things are a lot easier said than done. So yeah, sometimes you have to sacrifice working in a job that, you know, pays the bills, or maybe it doesn't really have anything to do with what you're passionate about, but it helps to find a job that you can at least work in when you're sacrificing, that you care a little bit about, or that it's something that you're interested in. Because when you work for something that you don't really care about at it's rough. I know how that feels because I've worked several jobs that have nothing to do with anything that I care about. A lot of the time, for people who are feeling like depleted or tired or sometimes even depressed, it's good to have like a little hobby that you can come home to, or something that you work on the weekends that gets you excited again, or even just watching a good movie, hanging out with good vibes, hanging out with good friends, listening to a good podcast, just pouring more into yourself, something that is going to lift your spirits. For me personally, that is going into a world of nostalgia. So a lot of the time I do listen to early 2000s music. I do find myself sometimes going on YouTube to watch a Barbie episode or a Bratz episode. I do find myself looking at fashion trends and fashion photo shoot editorials and runway looks from the past because it just makes me happy, and you just have to do what makes you happy. So one of the lessons I learned while having to sacrifice was that there's a lesson in everything, whether we realize it or not. There's always going to be something that you can gain from each experience you're in, even the hardest experiences, because that's just the way life works. So it's like sometimes it's hard to see it that way, and you're kind of like, well, what's the lesson here? Why is this such a hassle, or why is this such a dark time? But it's for something. It's for something. There's a lesson in it. There's something bigger for you to gain from it, whether it be contrast and understanding, okay, I went through this experience here, but now I'm being blessed with this experience here, and I know what it's like to come from that because you already experienced it. And that's one of the things I learned. Like, for me personally, when I'm not being creative, it feels really heavy. Like, I get so like emotional about it because I'm like, I have to be creative. Like, I have to. If I'm not being creative, I feel like nothing. I feel like, why? What is life? Like, what's the point? If you are like me and you also feel like that sometimes, a good thing to think about is what might be your lesson. You definitely want to be more mindful of, all right, this isn't going to last forever, and this is a moment in time that I have to experience this for whatever reason. And another thing I learned is what you focus on is what you tend to attract more of. So if you're focusing on constant negative things, it's just, you're gonna attract more of it. And that's definitely a lesson that I learned too. Danessa's blurring balm powder. It is amazing. It's one of my favorite foundations to use because it just looks like your skin. It looks like your skin. So I was watching one of my favorite channels, which is the HDTV channel. They have a segment on HBO Max. To say them, I mean interior designers and all of the cool Food Network people and construction workers, like those shows. They made a show where they created the Barbie dream house, the Barbie Malibu dream house that is in California. Oh my gosh, I am so obsessed. I watch a lot of the HGTV shows because another passion of mine is interior decorating, and I just appreciate that aspect of art too. I was actually caught between going to fashion design or interior design, so my love for that is huge. And it was so cool how they created the Barbie dream house, and it was so amazing how they created this for people to experience, and they made it so that like their fans, like Barbie's biggest fan that they had submissions for, can win a chance to be in that house. And some of the stories were just so powerful. Like, I watched episode 1 and they brought up a really good point that there happened to be a super fan and she had tumors, and she told herself that since she was able to beat it, she was going to make sure that she lived her life and that she's going to do everything that she's passionate about doing, because you only get one life. And that's so relatable to me because I went through an experience that kind of put that gas pedal on my back, where it's like, all right, you only get one life, live it. They worded it so good. I'm probably like butchering the way they're wording it right now, but it was kind of something along the lines that when a lot of people are faced with death or they have experiences that, you know, they're fighting for their life, they put that into like everything else that they had left, you know? So they just go all out with their dreams. They're more passionate about what it is that they want to do, and I can definitely relate in that sense, because with the car accident I got in 2021, and that changed my whole entire perspective, which is why I'm even doing this today. For a very long time, while I was in high school actually, I was super afraid to start a YouTube channel because, I don't know, I was just like, I have anxiety about, you know, whether or not I'm gonna do well with it, XYZ. So I never did it, and I would get a lot of people telling me that I should do it. And after that experience, me getting into that car accident, I just threw away the fear. I was like, nope, you only have one life to live. Do it and enjoy it, have fun. There's no reason to be afraid. Like, that's exactly why I'm here with you guys today. For me personally, I ended up with 2 herniated discs in my neck that still affect me today. I have really bad headaches sometimes when I wake up, or depending on how the weather is, you know, my neck, like today, like I literally have to turn like this. This is almost 2 years now and I still have the effects of it. But you have a choice to kind of let it make you or break you. And for me, I chose to let it make me, in a sense that it's going to push me to be who I want to become. I'm not gonna let it break me and hinder me, because you only have one life. So it's yours to live, it's yours to experience, it's yours to make the best of. Also to say though, all of that took me a lot of time to heal from, and we are in 2023. You know, everything is kind of a process, and you are allowed to go through the motions. You are allowed to feel them. You're allowed to not rush anything and be exactly where you're at. But with that experience, I just told myself that life is too short. You never know when it's going to be a moment that, you know, is your last. So for me, it really was a second chance to just go all out and be a kid. Literally be a big kid who just loves to create, loves to do art, loves to share all the cool things that you guys could do for yourself too. Like, I'm very big on sharing tutorials and things that I know and learn, because if I can help somebody who's in the same predicament as me, that's just amazing. I had a good amount of people who helped me during some of my toughest times, so I always want to give back, because giving back makes the world go round. And more than anything, it teaches you to cherish the people that you have in your life, in your corner. But going back into Barbie, I am practically finished with the look. Do we like the pink? On another note though, I think one of my favorite Barbies is the 60s dolls, because their makeup, oh my gosh, their makeup and their clothing in that era is just so, it's so pretty, it's so chic, as some would say. I'm very much obsessed with that also. And I also love the 90 dolls. Like, one of the really cool things that I had in, this doll is from the early 2000s, so I had to be really little, but I had a doll that was like, she had a cherry skirt on, like literally a skirt with a bunch of cherries on them, and her hair smelled like cherries. Oh my gosh, that was my favorite doll because she smelled so good. These are the eyes. Very colorful and fun, very much Barbie. And now I'm gonna do the lip. I was so caught between doing a light lip or dark fuchsia. Now, I'm usually scared of fuchsia lip. I usually just think that it makes me look like an old lady, like an older woman. Sometimes there's a time and place. I don't discriminate against colors, literally. There's a time and place. So maybe I'll start off with like a soft lip line of just brown, and then I'll do like a bubblegum. I think I'm gonna do a bubblegum lip because the eyes are so dramatic, you know? Like, you don't want to do too much dramatic, because it just looks very a lot. And even though this is more of a playful look, I still want the eyes to be the main center. So sometimes if you have a bold lip and bold eye, it's kind of like people are like, oh, where am I looking, your lips or your eyes? So for me, I'm always like, if you're gonna do a bold lip, go with a neutral eye. If you're gonna do a bold eye, go with a neutral lip. So this is the finished look, guys. I thought that it would be so cute to put these earrings on too. I actually made these earrings. These were some rosin pieces that I found on Etsy online, and I decided to just make them into earrings. They were so cute. So I just figured Barbie wore colorful fun stuff and she's giving really 80s. Like I said, I had this really cute hat that I'm not sure if I'm gonna put on, but maybe I'll do something with it. I look like I'm from the 80s or the 90s, but you know what, Barbie did have these type of looks in the 80s and the 90s. So she was very bright, very happy, very fun. That's actually my favorite time era, between the 80s and the 90s. So makes sense why I subconsciously probably ended up with this look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my story time and my Barbie makeup inspired look. I think I actually like that hat. It's kind of cute. It's two different vibes, so I feel like without it I kind of look normal, but my haircut is very vintage looking too, so I think in essence I am just a throwback. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I'm gonna take some pictures now, and if you haven't got the chance, you can check out my makeup Instagram. It's Makeup with Belina, and you can check out more of my posts on there. I will be posting a lot of creative content for myself and creative content that I do in others, so stay tuned for that. Like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and thank you again for watching. Bye.